Here's our daily morning routine. We're gonna start with 8 hip circles each direction. Just trying to wake up the body, get some movement, reverse some stiffness from sleeping. So we'll go 8 circles each direction. Every time trying to press a little bit deeper into where you feel it's a little bit tight. Driving the hip out, driving the hip forward, driving the hip out, pushing the hips back. And then we're just gonna hit 15 squats. They don't have to be very deep, but we wanna go a little bit fast, get some blood flow. As you loosen up, maybe you're squatting deeper, making sure to keep the feet flat and balanced, sending the hips back. And then after 15 squats, we're gonna hit some down dog. So I've got my yoga mat here. I'm gonna reach up, get tall, fold my hands down, send my hips back, bend my knees, walk my hands forward or walk my feet back into a down dog position. And here I'm gonna pedal the feet out. And we're just gonna go about 30 seconds to a minute for each of these stretches. So inhale, I'm dropping that heel. Exhale, I'm sinking deeper. Next inhale, I'll switch, drop the right heel. Exhale, sink that heel deeper to the floor. And go with your breath. Or if it feels good to pedal a little faster, or even just try and drive both heels to the ground, whatever feels good for you today. Out of that down dog, we're gonna come onto our knees and come down onto our chest, and we're gonna do some press ups. So you can start with your hands further out in front of you and not come up as high, or if it feels good to have your hands closer to a push-up position, making sure to leave our hips on the ground. And we're gonna do 8 press ups. Waking up the spine, getting some blood flow. I'm gonna hold the 8th press up for about 15-20 seconds. And then pressing our hips back. We're gonna come into a lunge. So take that left foot forward, square up the hips, and we're gonna let this left knee come forward, keeping this right hip coming forward to stretch out that back hip flexor. Reach the arms up. Pulling that right shoulder up a little bit to get in the upper body, letting that left knee continue to sink forward as we sink the hips towards the ground. Bring that left elbow down on the inside, by the inside of the left heel for some dragon. Couple of breaths. And then drop the right elbow and twist your chest open to the sky. Your knee might come out a little bit, your foot might come off the ground a little bit, that's all fine. Hands back on the ground. Press till that leg is straight, and we're gonna fold forward for a little bit of a hamstring stretch. Trying to rotate our pelvis forward to keep our lower back straight and neutral. And then bring both knees together and switch legs. So we're gonna lunge forward with this right leg. Again, trying to square the hips up. So right now my hips are pointed a little bit to the left. So I'm gonna pull that left hip forward as my right glute sinks down. Now my hips are squared up. I'm gonna let this forward knee come forward, feel the stretch in that left hip flexor. Raise the arms, big deep breaths. Keep letting that right knee come forward. Keep sinking the hips closer to the ground. Raise that left shoulder a little bit. Drop the right elbow down by the inside of the right heel. You might have your elbow all the way on the ground, or you might be up a little higher. Wherever you're at, that's okay. Just trying to get the chest close to the ground. Trying to get that right elbow down by that right heel. And keep pressing the top of the left foot a little bit into the ground. Keep driving that left thigh forward. Drop the left elbow on the ground. Twist open to the sky. Press your hips back. Straighten out that right leg. Take a second, make your spine tall, and then sending your butt back, fold over till you feel some stretch in that right hamstring. Couple of breaths here. Stretch up the hamstring. Bring your knees back together. Press back to a down dog. Couple of breaths. Walk the heels out. For the next one, you might go sideways on your mat, or if you're using cushions at home, or furniture sliders work really well. We're gonna do some frog stretch. So we're going wide knees. Feet can be knee distance apart, so our knees are at 90 degrees, or feet can be a little bit inside. Come down to your elbows. You can let your forehead come down to your forearms, pressing the hips back into a deep squat. Couple of breaths here. Working on the inner thigh, working on our internal rotation. Come forward slowly to come out of it. And we're gonna go back to down dog. So press yourself back to down dog. Continue trying to rotate the pelvis to keep that extension in the lower back. Drive the chest through, but raise the upper chest a little bit. Pedal the feet out. And we're gonna hit some pigeon, or if pigeon's really tight for you, you can do figure four. So bring that left leg through, left knee to left wrist, right foot by the right wrist. Walk your right knee back. Come down on your elbows. Let your forehead sink down your wrists. And press back to down dog. Drive that chest through. Bring the right leg through to pigeon. Or if you're doing figure four, switch legs. Walk that left knee back. Bring the forearms down to the ground. Bring the forehead down to the wrists. Coming out of the pigeon. One more down dog. Driving that chest through. Come down to hands and knees. We're gonna go 3 seconds of side plank to wake up the core. So starting on our right elbow, extend that right leg. You can keep the left leg behind if that is challenging for you, or to make it harder, we're gonna stack our feet on top of each other. We don't want our hips to sag, so make sure the hips are up so we're in a good plank position. We're just gonna go 10 seconds on one side. And then switch sides. 10 seconds on the second side. And that's one round. Back to side number one for 10 seconds. Switch. That's 2 rounds. One more round, back to side number 1. And switch. Last one. 10 seconds. And rest, good job. And then we're gonna hit some bird dog. So for bird dog, placing the wrists under the shoulders and the knees under the hips, we're gonna start by raising left hand and right leg. And we're gonna hold that for 10 seconds. We don't wanna overlift that back leg. Trying to keep that back leg straight, trying to square the hips up to the ground, reaching the arm and the foot away from each other. Switch sides. So my hip's a little open, so I'm going to square that hip to the ground, reach the arm and the foot away from each other. And switch, that's 1 round. Switch. And 2 rounds, switch. And switch. And rest, good job. The last thing that we're gonna do is a little bit of a squat routine. So coming into a good squat, sending the hips back, keeping the knees tracking over our toes. We're just gonna drive our elbows out 5 times into our knees. Hold for 5 seconds. Keeping the chest up, keeping the back straight. And then driving your right elbow into your right knee. Press that left knee out 5 times. Hold for 5 seconds. And switch. Press the right knee out 5 times. And hold for 5 seconds. And then grabbing right hand on left ankle. Drive the elbow up to the sky 5 times. And then chest back up. And then the last one, hold, straighten that arm up. 5-second hold. Twisting open. Switch sides. Elbow up 5 times. And hold for 5 seconds. Last one, grab the ankles. And we're gonna go from a squat, butt up in the air. Or grab the toes, sorry. Squat, butt up in the air. Squat, butt up in the air. And hold the last one for 5 seconds. And slowly come out of it. Good job. So, evaluate how do you feel? How does your back pain feel? Hopefully it feels better. Hopefully you feel a little more loose. Got some blood flowing, and hopefully it's a good start to your day.